because last session, was kind of a cliffhanger. I wanted to open it up to you guys to ask if you had any questions. Maybe you might want to share a little bit about what your experience was. I did get a couple messages from some people who were in class last week, and I did hear some really cool reflections on what some of you experienced. So does anybody have something to share? We were going into time and I left you in the present moment.
I can just say, Alana, that I'm really looking forward to this second round.
Nice. Okay, well, let's dive in. Yeah, for some reason I thought because we were having an evening class versus a daytime class that we would have tons more people, but it was also kind of short notice. So let's just see what happens. I kind of have really felt a deeper synthesis since this last class. I know I kind of packed it really thick, so I'm just going to go over some basic things just to kind of recap to carry into what we're talking about today, because it's pretty beefy stuff. I think that we're going into a place of mastery, which is really deep in my heart, because I know everybody is deeply, deeply powerful. So I want to make sure that we're not just glazing over things that I know that you guys can arm yourself with for great beauty. So we talked about the present moment as the primary place to be, the only place to be. And the meditation at the end of the class, I think, is a core practice to bring into every day and as like a centering and grounding practice when things are coming up. What I'm really excited about today is the meditation that I'm going to be sharing at the conclusion of the class is going to be actualizing creation energy in the present moment. So instead of discarding it as just being a place of tranquility, I want to activate you guys to have that real creatorship in that present moment. Because when you're in a state of tranquility and peace, this is a void that is primed to bring in pure creation. And so I want to talk about what it feels like when you're actualizing that energy. We talked about agreed time in reality and bringing play to getting places on time, having lightness, and just kind of giving it up to source. I do really deeply believe that agreed time is a great place of respect and opportunity, but also when it's imbibed with that lightness and play that's attuned to intuition, it really kind of brings more joy and fun into that. And then there's psychological time. And I don't think I really dove into that too much. I do want to kind of go into this psychological time to start off this class today, because I feel that in that creatorship, when you're stepping into having that divine power awareness attuned within yourself, you become more of a sculptor with time. And there's a lot of profound thinkers and teachers who have wrote about this experience, like getting into a flow state is something that's commonly discussed. Flow state is almost a state of ecstasy where you are attuning to the creative fields, you're touching into your divine genius. And this is a place where we can really feel that plastic energy of time, that sculpted energy of time, because in places of joy, times of joy, time will stretch out and it will feel hours and hours in place of minutes. And in times of stress, an hour will feel like 20 seconds of just absolute intensity. So the reason why I like to talk about this psychological time is to attribute it as only that. If it is a creation of our mind, we also have the opportunity to be the director of it. And I find that the simplest practice for really kind of bringing that playful, sculpted plastic energy to it is practice. And practice comes from utilizing the beneficial times to imbibe and direct the difficult times. So when you are doing something in your life that you find you have the most joy in, maybe you're at the beach, maybe you are on a great hike or a bike ride with your friends, just notice and imbibe yourself with those feelings. Attune yourself to noticing the vibration that you are within. This is very important because when you are giving your memory these positive kind of bookmarks to the good times, this is how you can carry it into moments of stress or moments of tension or constriction. And you can shift your vibration in order to rewrite the reality that you are stuck within. And you'll find when we go into the meditation at the end that when you're making bookmarks in your field, your felt experience, your emotional experience, your vibration experience, you're making a library of things to script with. It's almost like you're making snippet codes is what it's called in operating systems. You're making a snippet code. Okay, when I'm at the spa and I'm in this absolute ecstatic state of relaxation, I'm going to make a little snippet code right here. So when I'm stressed out, I can reattune to this vibration like it's a marker in your memory. And then you get to carry that with you. So when you are running late for your meeting and you are absolutely feeling like everything is in chaos, it's like a reminder, I am creating the frenzy and the chaos in this moment. So you're going to carry this bookmark of the tranquility and the relaxation that you are experiencing, and you're going to overwrite your energy of chaos with this bookmark memory. And what you're going to notice is the calamity will attune to your vibration. This is the law of vibration. This is one of the universal laws that you need to work with. And basically, the world is always going to match your vibration. And it's all kind of a game of back and forth. It's a conversation that we're having with the universe. If the universe is writing on an assumption that our day is going to be crazy, it will write you a crazy day. If it gives you a little bit of that frenzy to kind of ask you, it's like it's having a conversation with you. Alana, do you want to have a crazy day today? Would you like this to be a fast day, a slow day, madness day, or do you want this a chill day? And it basically will respond to what we give it. If it asks us by delivering to us a moment of pressure that is in frenzy and we react in frenzy, it's agreeing to creating a moment of frenzy. So this is the conversation we're having. The universe says, oh, you're contemplating that frenzy is going to come in this setup we have on the schedule for you today. Is this what you want? It brings you that energy, and the creator in you gets to tell it back. Actually, I believe I can obtain complete relaxation and also accomplish these tasks. You relax your body, you pull in that bookmark that you made from that beautiful relaxed memory that you're pulling from, and you're saying, this is the tone of how I will achieve my day today. I will accomplish all the things that I set out to accomplish with this vibration. And in that law of vibration, the universe has to match. And what you'll find is this is when you're stretching time out to be long and beautiful, because you're going to gift yourself all the time that you need to get done everything that it is that you're trying to get done. And you're just doing that by simply informing your reality to accommodate the vibration that you would like to execute your day at. So this is like absolutely pro hack when you are really getting into nuanced creation of the life that you want to live. This will become default. So it's just about calming down and listening to the processes that are bringing your reality into creation. And you'll start to notice that you'll get really good at noticing, oh, I used to react like this all the time, and I now refuse to have that reaction. I am going to create an action, an expectation of the universe that it's going to go this way. And when you start to deepen your depth of awareness of this conversation with the universe kind of almost is laughing with us, because they're like, now you're understanding the rules of the game. Let's see where we can go from here. And more play, more magic, and more miracle energy show up, because it's like you're re-scripting, you're surpassing the basic rules of the board game. And now you are writing the game as it's written, instead of just living inside those parameters that started when you first rolled the dice. And the universe loves this. It's us coming into attunement with our divine creation. It's us coming into attunement as a facet of God, of creator, of source. And source is dreaming all into reality. So it is now having this love, ecstatic energy about this manifestation of my divine self is in absolute rapture and lightness. So let's give it everything that we got to continue to evolve this, because there's no limit. Sky's the limit. There is no limit to what will now be in play for a creator attuned to this type of trust. You guys with me? Everybody's with me?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Amazing.
Definitely.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, great. So I want to talk about a couple other laws before we go towards the meditation, because in a way I feel like this meditation is like playing with the laws as well as watching them in action. So we did talk a little bit of the law of vibration and making those code snippets and bookmarks in order for you to feel, sense, feel, create in those attunements. And an important component that really works in this idea of time is the law of assumption. So the law of assumption is feeling as though it is already done. And in a creatorship, in a state of creation, manifestation, it is behaving in that manner. When there is this assumption that it is so, it has to become so, and we should be behaving in accordance to that. And this ties into this code snippet vibration sensation, because you will have more depth of awareness of behaving as though it is done when you're behaving on the feeling it would feel like when it's been accomplished. So, I mean, we're just going to go into an obvious place like, okay, I wish I had a lot of money, right? I have great, immense abundance in money. This is a very common place. Now, most people like to hang out with this picture of money because amazing, Heather, I'm so glad we're going into the universal laws, and it's like this is gonna crack open a whole bunch. So money manifestation is curious because money is an ideation. It's an object. It's not a state of being. I find the best tools for manifestations are to manifest the state that we would want to be inside. So what is the state that I would be inside if I had this abundance? So abundance is a having, right? What was the state I would be in with the having? I would be safe. I would have more freedom. I could be expressing epic generosity. I would be able to have absolute and easy, swift choices available to me. And when you're creating your lexicon of vibrations, and you're creating your lexicon of vibrations based on the emotional state that you will be within when you have achieved your manifestation, you are absolutely directing this law of assumption, because you're telling the universe, I'm already safe. I'm already able to make decisions with ease and swiftness. I'm already able to be generous. And you start to embody more of that vibration. You start to embody more of that energy. And then you become a magnet to activate the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is what creates the momentum to manifesting the things that you are calling into your field. So safety will come to safety. Ease will come to ease. Freedom will come to freedom. Generosity will come to generosity. And this is where a point of reference inside of time arises, is that the future state that we are wanting to be inside is not something that we're going after. It's something that's coming towards us. So we want to attract this future state by embodying the future state now and acting inside the law of assumption that I already have what I need to feel safe. I already have what I need to feel generous. And this future, as defined by this vibration that you are being, will come to you. And Karina spells it out here. It is an expression of trust. You are acknowledging your absolute alignment with these laws of the universe. And the only thing that causes failure in this system is something that we are holding inside our field that cannot allow the depth of trust. So it's really just an exercise in this relationship. And you'll notice that there's a lot of really deep insights that will come in behaviors when you're exercising the game of manifestation in this divine trust. So let's go back to this law of assumption. I am in full embodiment of the state of rapture that I will be in when I have $1 million. Okay, I'm going to be in it, right? If you attune your field to this knowing, the things that are stopping you from fully embodying that will come forward, because they can't hang out with the state that you're trying to embody. So the state that I'm trying to embody, that I have $1 million, is there. Maybe something will come up like, okay, there's tightness in my stomach. And I had a brief moment that came up, a moment of like, yeah, right. Okay, why does my stomach not want to be here with me in this divine trust? And then maybe your stomach will start talking to you. Well, remember the last time you tried to manifest blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah happened. This is part of that conversation. The conversation that your stomach is now bringing your awareness to is the universe going like, okay, you're almost at that vibration, but there's that like one little part hanging out that you haven't wanted to deal with yet. And it'll show it to you. And it'll show it to you so you can either agree to continue it or you can discard it. And I like to use the tools of compassion to move the blocks for the manifestation. And sometimes I will literally use the parts of my body that are feeling that block to move them. Like, hi, stomach. I'm so grateful that you so graciously have been hanging on to this belief for me. Thank you for doing this incredible work and trying to protect me and bring me safety by holding this for me. I'm so sorry that you haven't felt that you deserve $1 million. I'm so sorry that the world told you that you don't deserve $1 million. I'm so sorry that the world told you it was going to be hard to have $1 million. I told you, I'm so sorry. And you just go down the list and just riff riff it into existence. It's actually a part of your soul that you're speaking to when you're doing this compassion conversation. And the really important tool is to not be speaking in first person. Don't say, I'm sorry, I feel like I don't deserve $1 million, because you're changing into a future state that doesn't have that anymore. So when you're talking to the part of you that's needing to catch up to your new vibration, speak in third person, speak as though it's another being in another state of time, because it literally is. And we don't need to protect it. We don't need to hang on to it for any reason. It doesn't have any like future gift that it's going to give us if we, do or don't do this. Everything comes up in its right time. And the fact that it came up as you're trying to realize one of your greatest manifestations is because it knows, hey, you're ready to do this. So all we have to do is move this little piece right now and get to the next level. It's like giving itself to you. Like, hey, I've been around doing this little work for a little while. You don't need this false sense of protection anymore. So we're just going to move away from it. And again, just this is a conversation between you and whatever this stagnant energy is. The reason why I find it's really beautiful to be going into this era of talking into creation, the things that we're wanting to create, is in the last talk, I was talking about how reflecting on time consumes energy, like saying, oh, well, I won't have enough time to work enough hours to make enough money or whatever. Those like consumptive behaviors are the practice that's the backwards drag on the field. When you're in a state of being able to contemplate what's active right now, into preventing you from forecasting into your future, that means that you're in the present moment, because in the present moment, you're realizing, oh, there's this part hanging out that is a block in the way on my path. And it's not worried about the future. It's just about cleaning house so that all the money or joy or anything that we're creating has room to move in. So we're just making space in the present moment. And we're making space in the present moment to receive all of the future that is coming to meet us here. We're expanding our capacity to receive at higher vibrations, to receive ourselves as who we will be in these times when we're having these things. We're exercising our ability to contemplate who we are becoming as the future is coming towards us. So it's really about the present moment and attuning the present moment to the future that is coming towards it, using the law of assumption that it's already done, and I am exercising myself to become aware of the vibration that I will be in this moment that I am creating, the moment that is coming to me. And also, this is an embodiment of the law of attraction, because you're setting the vibration, you're creating the momentum for the future to come towards you at the vibration that you are practicing when you are doing it. So you're essentially making your future dream a present fact. And this is an attunement into the present moment. My future dream is not something over there. It's now something being born in me now. And that's it. It's an absolute. It's important to contemplate. You'll find that I'll talk about this in almost everything. Contemplate the direction of energy. And when you're speaking in absolutes, you're generating momentum through your ideation of what you want. And when you are wondering about how it's going to happen, when you're wondering about if it's going to happen, that is reverse direction energy that's consuming energy as well as time. And it's also ignoring your intuition and creatorship of your reality. So, you know, I'm kind of laughing right now because like I wrote out this whole thing of what we're going to do today, and it's only taken us 30 minutes because we've gone like pretty far. So I guess we just made some time back enjoying ourselves. And learning some mastery tools. So I'm going to throw it up to questions that you guys might have, but I'm like so ecstatic to gift you a concluding meditation where we're exercising all these beautiful tools. Yeah, so you can just like get to making some good stuff. Does anybody have any questions? Anything coming up is like something that feels like it might interrupt your process, or?
I do have a question. So you mentioned compassion, like I was trying to write it down, kind of speaking to yourself at times, or to that part of your body that feels some kind of contraction, or maybe that part of your body that doesn't, is not attuned to that future goal that you want to feel in the moment, make it present, make it the now. And so I wanted to get a little more guidance from you on that. I last night, I felt like with my goals, there's a part of me that's procrastinating kind of, or maybe I'm being too hard on myself. I'm making a lot of changes, but and I just have to be patient and recognize that certain things, they just take time. And I'm trying to understand if there is a part of me that really is feeling or experiencing some kind of subconsciously causing me to what's the word I just used? Procrastinate, you know?
Yeah.
So would you say this is,
love that.
I'm kind of understanding what you're putting out, if you will?
I think you're onto it. I think you're doing a moment of reprogramming as well, though, because the mind likes to attribute process to objects and accomplishments. But in reality, the universe likes to measure accomplishment by the state that you are being. And so the real assessment is, instead of measuring whether you've accomplished your goals or not, ask the questions of why am I not feeling as though they are accomplished? Why am I not feeling in the state of feeling that I'm supposing that I'm going to feel when they're done, when I could be practicing that feeling already? And so your mind has developed a gap based on measurables of a future state that you might achieve when you've accomplished the goal, a future state that you're projecting that you will be feeling. And then the only thing that you need to do is, in the law of assumption, adopt that feeling that you're waiting for the goal to be accomplished to feel, bring that to now. And so instead of going from the mind's logic base, when I have 1,000, 100 million followers on whatever, I'm going to feel so incredible. I ask myself the question like, well, why wouldn't I be feeling that incredibility right now? You know, I noticed that there's 3 people here in the class today, but I am absolutely ecstatic to see these 3 beautiful faces as I would to see 30,000 faces. It's like my state, it would only be my mind to tell me that there would be more satisfaction then than I might be feeling now. Like, how could I be more satisfied than I am right now? I am elated that these beautiful beings are here creating with me. Like, this is what I want. This is what I want to feel. So just try and do some exercising and reprogramming, having the goals and setting the trajectory of what they are aiming towards is good, but just bring the feeling that you're trying to pursue now so that you don't have to wait for it to be later.
I'm with you. Thank you so much.
Great. Awesome. So I saw Heather, your video pop up. So lovely to see your face.
Yes, I just want to say, well, I missed the last class because I had a client at the time, but I was on the other class with you several weeks ago, right? When you were explaining to us about, basically walking around with closing your eyes, and I'm still in awe from that experience. But this was so amazing. It's just taking me to another level in so many ways. I've been a holistic practitioner for over 20 years, okay? And I've been using quantum mechanics in my practice, and these details make such a big difference in aiding us to truly be able to create and manifest these realities. I have never heard of the law of assumption. Okay, never. I've heard of every other law. And I was like, what? When you said that, I was just I'm blown away. And it just makes so much sense because they always tell you, don't assume, right? Don't assume, right? But to now know that is actually a law, it makes absolute 100% sense. And I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome. So just to kind of empower you all, Neville Goddard is somebody who has absolute mastery of these laws. And I have to say, maybe doesn't deliver them with the same understanding that I feel like we're getting into together. If you read these, it can be quite heady, just like reading the Hermetic Principles or any of those types of things. So I do find that I love diving in a very behavioral way, the way that we're feeling inside of it, because it's quite heady. But if you want to, there's so much stuff presented by Neville Goddard on YouTube. There's a lot of people who move through this stuff, and I think you're primed to just crash through it and eat every morsel. So yeah. This isn't the best one to dive into, the power of awareness, because it kind of takes it to another level. So I forget what the first book that breaks down the laws of the universe is, but you'll probably find it on Amazon or something. And yeah, I think it also, for me, as much as I have this weird practice about whether I'm going to read something or not. I've picked up every book in every city I've ever traveled to. And this is literally what I do to vet a book. Okay. I'll pick it up and I'll ask myself, is my soul attuned to encountering this truth? And sometimes I'll get a no and I'll put it down. And when I get a yes, I'll find a really deep familiarity in my heart when I'm reading something. And it's basically because I've said to myself that I don't need to go somewhere else to find these truths. I can always find them in myself first, but this person is going to augment my trust and awareness within myself. And the reason why I recommend that for you is sometimes when I introduce people to different teachers and different practices, a lot of people can develop rigidity about that. And even though I'm talking about these universal laws and they are absolutely, binding in a sense, our capacity of truly having awareness of the limitation that we're living inside isn't really fathomable. So I just always want to encourage play and lightness and curiosity when kind of diving into any concepts presented by me or anybody, because they have to be in service to you, and they have to be uplifting to you, and they have to be liberating to you. I don't ever want to introduce something that makes people feel any rigidity in their life. So like, especially if it causes somebody to be in self-judgment, like, oh, I'm just never in the right vibration. Like that, no, I don't want anybody to feel that. We're just discovering the shape of our reality as it's going. And so I'm saying this as a reminder to myself and to any of the work that we're going to do inside of here, is that everything is supposed to be an extra tool in our kit. It's funny because it also kind of parallels with technology. I used to be a technology instructor for like millionaires in New York City. And most of the time when I would go and try and be solving their problem, they'd have like 10 or 12 different solutions to solve one problem, but the 12 solutions were causing 12 problems instead of the one problem that it was originally supposed to solve. So I'm just kind of like saying that the adoption of these things, though it can sound complex, should always be with ease, just as a gift to ourselves to be in the lightness and the present moment. Thank you for that beautiful question, Heather. I appreciate you so much. So I don't know who iPhone is, but I'm totally down to open it up to you if you did have a question, because I hear your microphone's on.
My iPhone?
Who's tuned in with their iPhone? Okay. Well, does anybody have any other questions before we transition into our meditation for today? All right, beauties. So let's just take a second here. We can shift modes and sit comfortably. Yeah, and let's just use our breath to center into the present moment. Discard any tension from anything that's arisen throughout our day. Anything from the future that's tempting us to contemplate. We'll just ask it to, give some space between us so we can relax here into this present moment. And we're going to imagine that we are standing on the beach, just next to the ocean. And we're going to attune our ears to this sound of the ocean. And we're going to listen to that rhythm that happens when the waves are crashing on the beach. And we're going to feel the sensation when the water touches our feet and washes across our toes and just brings that nice, cool freshness to us. And we're going to feel the feeling of when the water sucks away to gather for that next wave. And the next wave that comes will be even bigger. It will come all the way up to our knees. And we'll find that it even goes past us, behind us. And that's the future, pushing away all the ideas of our past, pushing them behind us for us to just have gratitude, but blissfully forget about, blissfully let go of, and just feel that movement of that past rolling behind us. And when that wave starts to suck out in front of us, imagine it as a million questions being asked of what the next wave should deliver. And so out through our legs and through our toes, we're issuing all of those dreams, all of those visions of the happiness and the joy, peace and tranquility. And we're almost feeling that next wave just priming up with all of these vibrations that we are going to embody. It's charging up everything that we are giving to it. We're just going to rest here and know that this is every present moment a question from the universe to prime the next wave of what will be delivered. We're going to stay here and know that the present moment is infinite, always asking, always wanting to know what we dream. Let's use this present moment here. Charge up some really beautiful dreams. We've sent this energy here to this next wave, and it's building slowly. Having listened to all of the vibrations that we are creating within our field. And from that present moment, we've charged that wave of our dreams to the point that it has achieved a vibration so immaculate, it's ready to spill back towards us, attracting all of the things to match this vibration that we are now embodied as in the present moment. And as this wave is getting ready to tip over towards us, we realize that all of the power and the energy that we have gifted to it will be magnified and exponentially growing as it crashes towards us, now emanating an even more beautiful field than we delivered to it in the first place. Just feeling the water and the energy of that dream, of that vision, just pushing up into every cell of our body. This wave has imbibed with so much majesty. It is now covering us inside an ocean of our vibration, of our creation. And we are now in this moment of suspended animation. This is where we live. This is where we dream. And this is where we issue out the commands of this utopic vision that we are here to create in our life. And we're going to stay here in this swirling bliss field of sparkling gold and light showering all of our dreams towards us, and feeling that shimmer over every cell of our body. And all the gratitude that has come with it. Thank you for believing that I was yours. Thank you for telling me the I am that I am. Thank you for creating this vision of beauty that we are. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for trusting me to receive absolute rapture and knowing that it will always expand. Always expand, always expand, always expand. And slowly we can feel the water lowering again, coming back up to air, into our reality, into the way that we see our world every day, with a newfound trust that this present moment and all the waves of our future are always coming towards us and are always listening for all the things that we aspire to create, all the things that we are, and all the vibrations that it wants to meet, live inside of us. Let's just take a deep breath and just suck in all of this beautiful attunement to how infinite we are. Know that that breath is also that conversation with creating in our life and inside of the present moment. And slowly bring yourself back, knowing that this is your journey and it's all for you. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming today. I'm going to leave you all in this tranquil energy. I look forward to seeing you again soon. I love you. I love you. I love you all. Thank you so much.
Love you too. Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank
oh my
you.
God, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Just what I needed to hear. So thank you.
I love you, beauties. So many blessings to you.
Thank you so
Good
much.
night.
Bye now.
You're welcome, beauties.
Love,
Bye,
love, love.
everyone.
Love
Good
and
night.